Bootcamp, and today we'll be taking functions. So my Python series today is about functions. A very important topic in Python programming. What is a function? A function is a block of code that is only run when it is being called. You only run it when it is the code inside the function is only run when it is being called. It doesn't run by itself. So that's what a function is. So we use function for many things. It's a very important aspect of Python programming or programming in general, because there's nothing you can absolutely do without function. There's nothing you can do without function. So they are very important, and I'll be teaching you everything you need to know in function, how to write a function, how to pass an argument in a function, how to pass an arbitrary argument in function, how to pass a keyword argument in function. Many things we're learning today. So stay tuned, stay blessed. And the first step in writing a function is to define. Use the define keyword. The keyword in writing a function in Python is the define, DEF. Define a function. Let's say we want to write a function to list numbers. Do you get? So numbers list, and let it print numbers. Do you get me? So we want to list numbers, so let it print numbers. Oh, okay, no. We just wanted to let's even start from the very basic. Let it print just a string, our numbers. Let it print just our numbers. So we have run the function. Now let's call it numbers list. So that will be the function name. That's written it. Can you see the block of code has been run? Do you get it? It's as easy as that. It's as easy as you can see. Do you get me? So it's as easy as that. Now the next step in writing a function is to pass in an argument in a function. We will have to pass an argument in a function. Do you get me? So without passing an argument, you cannot perform basic mathematical operations in functions. Now let's pass arguments inside the functions. Let's say we want to write a function that will square numbers that we imputed when we are calling it. So number square. So we say number. Do you get me? So number. I've created a variable inside the function for it to be called, so that a value can be passed to this variable. So let's print the number. Let's square it. To print the square of the number we imputed. Now let's write my number. So what number should we use? Let's use 5. So to produce the square of 5. So to produce the square of 5, 25. Can you see? It's as easy as that. It's as easy as you can see. So now there's what we call arbitrary key arguments. Arbitrary key arguments are used when we do not know the amount of arguments in a function. We do not know the amount of arguments in a function. We don't know the amount of argument we want to put when calling it. Do you understand me? So that's what arbitrary key argument is. So we call it the arbitrary key argument. Arbitrary argument first, sorry. Yes, arbitrary key argument. So we call it arbitrary argument. So we don't know the amount of argument we want to pass in. Okay, now let's say we want to make a calculation of in a function whereby we add the first number of the arguments to the second number. We don't know the amount of arguments in the function, but we want to add the first number. We assume we have to add the first number to the second number. So let's define. Let's say customized. So we say numbers rather. So now we'll print. Let's add the amount of the first to the second. See the sum of the first and second is sum of the first and second is so we say numbers first plus numbers second. So run the function, and now let's call the function. Let's say list of numbers 2, 4, 6, 8. So it will add the first number to the second number. First add 2 to 4, so it will give us 6. So now let's run it. This should give us, okay, customer example position argument before. Oh, sorry about that. I forgot to tell you, in an arbitrary argument, we have to add asterisk, because this asterisk signifies that there are more than one or more than two arguments passed in here. You get, so this 4. So say it takes one position argument, but 4 we are given. So it's only without the asterisk, the code will assume you are assigning only one function. Do you get me? So now let's run this. So let's run this, and then we'll run this. Can you see the sum of the first and second is 6? Can you see? So that's how easy a function program can be. It's as easy as that. Very, very easy. Now let me just show you something to show you that we can perform operations on more than 2. Now without using the arbitrary key argument, let's say, okay, let's go back to here. But I told you arbitrary key argument is used when there's a list of arguments that we don't know how much they are, how many they are. So let's say numbers power. So we write the base. Sorry about that. Write the base, comma the power. So the base and the power. That's what the numbers power. So we'll print base raised to power the power. So there will be two inputs. So let's run this and create a new line. So 2 inputs. So let's say numbers power. So the base, let's say 2 raised to power 5. So this should be giving us 32. So can you see? It's as easy as that. That's how easy function can be. And then there's what you call keyword argument. Keyword argument provides control. Keyword argument provides control. A keyword argument provides control. So now let's say df, say numbers. Okay, let's say base and numbers power. So they are base, have the base, and we have the power. So in the function, wants the base to be raised to power the power. So let's print the base raised to power the power. Right? This is what we want to print. Now let's run it. Now, alright, def, we say we want to now showcase the answers. Numbers power. So the base, what is the base? The base is 2. The power is 5. That's how we should have done it before. But then we can perform a more strict or a more obedient code. That's what we can perform. So let's say the base should be 5. Base should be 2, the power should be 5. Power should be 5. Now we can run this. Can you see 2? Is to give it the same answer, but then this is more stricter. This provides more control over the code. So now we'll use that sense in explaining arbitrary keyword argument. So we'll use this sense in explaining the arbitrary keyword argument. Now, before we get to that, I'm sorry I'm mixing all this because it's just coming out from my brain. So before we get to this, there's something I want to explain. We can use this tuple, put this list of number in a tuple, as in a variable. Let's say my tuple 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's put it in a tuple, right? I'm putting it in a tuple. So now, this is an arbitrary tuple because we do not know the amount. We can still be counting. So now let's say def, and let's say customized 2, customized 2, customized 2, right? Now let it print. Oh shit, I went to run it instead of code. Okay, let's print. What do we print? We print the sum of the first and the second. So let's say the sum of the first and second, sorry, is so the sum of the first and second is, so we say numbers just the same way we did it. Sorry, I forgot to call this variable here. So we say numbers just the same way we did it, similar, just that we are putting the tuple outside. So let's write this. Can you see? Now, since it is an arbitrary keyword argument, we put the asterisk value first. That's because it's arbitrary, we don't know the list. Okay, let's now run this. Now we have run this. Now, let's call it customized 2. And now, the tuple is outside. Now, to call the tuple, we need to add another asterisk, because the tuple outside now needs another asterisk for it to be classified as an arbitrary keyword argument. So it needs another asterisk. So let's say my tuple, put asterisk, my tuple, because if we just call it to produce an error, so we need my tuple. My tuple is not defined. Sorry, we did not define this. Define this and work. See, the sum of the first and the second is 6. So assuming we do not put this asterisk, it will say it has passed the required number of strings. Can you see? Tuple index out of range. That's passed. So this asterisk told us that it is an arbitrary argument, or unknown numbers. Now let's now go to the arbitrary keyword argument. The arbitrary keyword argument. The arbitrary keyword argument derives control when you do not know the amount of variables or values inside the tuple, but there's control. That's when we use double asterisks in the function. Now, arbitrary keyword. Now, as we all know before, numbers, right? Numbers, but we want to gain control. Now, since it's an arbitrary, we put star first. Do you understand me? Now it's an arbitrary, we put star. So we say we print, it's like a backward stuff. We print, let's say we have what do I do? Okay, we have names. My first name is this, my second name is this. Okay, let's say my first name is, so name, we will not say is, so call it, let's call this names. My first name is, you can say names. Now, since it's an arbitrary keyword argument, since it's a keyword argument, arbitrary keyword as keyword, we have gained control. So we'll call it first keyword, KWG, and now we can now name our names inside. We can now gain control. So my first name is Fortune, and my second name is let's say names 1. So names 1, call this names 1, and we'll call this names 2. names 2. So my first name is Fortune, my second name is Samuel, my last name Samuel. My first name is this, so we call it names equals to names 1, names 1, names 1. So now these names, now we have 2 names within these names. So we have names 1 and names 2. Now we don't know the amount of arguments inside this arbitrary keyword argument, so we need to add another asterisk to cover it up, because we are now having control while not knowing the amount, and then we don't know the amount of the names before initially. Now we don't know the amount of subnames inside the names. Do you get me? So we have names 1, and then my second name is my second name is names 2, names 2, names 2. Can you see it? So now we now have control over it. Now we can call it. Can you see? My first name is Fortune and my second name is Samuel. So let's remove this to make it. So my first name is Fortune and my second name is Samuel. So that's it. That's the arbitrary keyword argument. We used a star for an unknown number, and then to gain control over it, because we do not know the amount. There's a keyword, but then we don't know the amount of arbitrary keyword in it. So that's why we use star. Can you see? It is as easy as it sounds. Sorry for the background noises and all of that. My friends are shouting and all of that. But then it's as easy as that. So if you scroll through it, you can see we have used the arbitrary keyword argument well. We used it well. We used it very well. One for this and one for this. So it's as easy as that. So let's say we removed one asterisk to prove an error. Show you arbitrary got an unexpected. Can you see? Arbitrary keyword argument got an unexpected word argument. So it's meant to be 1, but then it saw it, so it should be 2. So I think we never put star at all. So it's meant to be 1 here. My name is this and that. So now it's 2. So that's how it is. We need 1 star for an unknown, and we need another star for an unknown number of arbitrary keyword arguments. It's like this when we needed another star for this and 1 star for an arbitrary argument. Do you now understand what I'm saying? So it's as easy as it sounds. Thank you and God bless. See you in the next class. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much.